Hi, and welcome to the dinner agenda. This is Bo.
And this is CeeLo.
Hello, CeeLo. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm really enjoying the weather these last couple of days. It's been beautiful and sunny and above zero. You know what I
Yes,
mean? And it's been gorgeous. And I've really enjoyed it. It's really making me feel like spring is coming.
I know. I do. I feel like March is like it's like that teaser. It's like there's
Hmm.
a light at the end of the winter tunnel. And
I
with the
know.
time change on the weekend, and now
Hmm.
it's lighter out later, enjoyable.
Hmm.
Very
I know.
enjoyable.
Dave was saying just earlier, he said, "Oh, look at the neighbor out in the backyard, like the neighbor who's behind us. They're
Mhm.
barbecuing." He's like,
Oh.
"Oh, now I want to get him." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's go get some lamb chops. Let's go."
You guys not
So
barbecue through the winter?
we do. But we've had so much snow that the
Yeah.
back deck where the barbecue is, it has just been covered, and it's been so much snow that we just haven't even bothered. So.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of months, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I had to shovel off the back deck and the stairs into the
Oh, because 'cause
backyard
you've got the
because
dog.
the dog will
Yeah.
go out there, but she was just peeing on the back porch because she couldn't get down the stairs. So that's all shoveled off. We've been barbecuing.
And
We barbecue all winter,
yeah.
yeah.
Do you? Yeah. We do too. Dave, it's funny, when I barbecue, I'm fine to go out in the winter. Dave tends to try not to. You know what I mean? It's
Mm,
not his favorite, you know what I mean? But, in the
agreed.
summertime, he definitely does a lot. But yeah, yeah, I don't mind barbecuing in the winter.
I don't mind it. It's much better when
No.
it's summer.
I agree. I agree. So, I have something to share with you.
Oh, I love
Um,
that.
Okay, do you remember the last episode where we were talking about, was it the last one or the one before, where we were talking about snoring?
Yes.
And okay, and so I was saying, okay, so Dave and I found this like resolution to the issue.
Yes.
Sorry, I just knocked over my shit. So we found this resolution where we would put the ear pods in, and I'd put on a sleep meditation, and he would put on his sounds or whatever. Okay,
Yes.
so we have that conversation, we record that conversation, and then the very next day, I'm being inundated, like I'm talking inundated with ads for earplugs to drown out snoring. And it's like it's not the Apple earpods, it's another brand or whatever that's like, oh, these are more comfortable, these are da da da, you can sync it in with your Bluetooth, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
CeeLo.
Is your phone listening to you?
So yes, apparently it is, because that's not the
It's
first time that
not.
this has happened.
It's
No.
not.
Hi.
Okay, I'm gonna do some research and we're gonna bring this back up. I'm writing it down. Is your
Okay.
phone because you know what happened? We
Hmm.
chatted about it.
Hmm.
Then you're inundated. Then the
Yes,
fact that you're inundated makes you text me that we should talk about put this on the list, ads for
that's true.
earplugs is all you
That's true. I
texted
did do
me.
that.
You just said,
That's
put it
true.
on the list. And
Yeah.
literally that
Yeah.
afternoon, what am I getting? Ads
No.
for those loop earplugs. Yes.
Those are the ones. Are you flipping kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so here's the thing, CeeLo. Here's what I find bizarre. In January of this year, okay, Apple settled a lawsuit for $95 million because their Siri platform was actually listening in on people, and
Yes.
that they weren't allowed to do that. So if they settled and they weren't allowed to do, why is this still fucking happening?
I
Explain
don't
this
know.
to me.
Well, here's how
Because
okay, I
mhm,
watched a documentary a while back. I'm gonna get it all wrong, but
yeah,
we're not a factual podcast. We're just two people chatting. So it's okay. I feel like
so it's
maybe it
okay.
was
Yeah.
I don't think it was like the social network. I can't remember what it is, but I will find it. And
Okay.
what it said was, no, your phone is not listening to you, but it
Well,
knows who you're in close contact with. It knows who you're texting. It knows where you are. It knows whose house you're at and what they're searching. So the example from the show, from this documentary, was this guy had gone away and stayed at his mom's for a week to take care of her, or he was on vacation. I don't even remember. And then he was laughing over the fact that now he's getting ads for dentures. Right, he
What?
wasn't Googling dentures, he wasn't
Oh, but
concerned
it
about
was
his
the
own teeth,
location that he
but it was
was.
in, like, proximity to maybe what his mom or his mom's friends were searching up, I don't know. But that's how it was explained, so it was like from the ever since I saw that, I'm like, "Okay, my phone's not listening to me," but it's not
No,
listening to my words, but it's pulling all that data to be able to make decisions and serve up stuff.
I don't believe that. I don't believe, and you want to know, you know, want to know something? I hear what, like, I hear you. But I'm suspicious about it because,
Suspicious?
first of all, I suspicious,
Okay.
suspicious about it because I did not Google anything to do with earplugs. When you and I
Did
were
Dave?
talking, no, no, this was stuff that we had already, like, a while back. When you and I were talking, this was just, we actually got on the topic of snoring. It wasn't even on our agenda. And I just started talking about it. Okay, so
Absolutely.
there's that. Okay, there's that. Second thing is, I had mentioned a long time last year, I think it was last year, in one of the episodes, that when Dave and I were walking through Costco, I had said to him, "Oh, you know what? If we ever decide to try to quit smoking, we should get the Nicoderm patch here because look how much cheaper it is than at the local drugstore."
Right.
And that's all I said. Now, it's not like Dave and I had sat down and said, "Listen, let's make a plan. We're going to quit smoking. We're going to do it in 3 weeks." Like, it wasn't like
Just
that.
like
It
an
was
off the
an
cuff
off the
comment,
cuff. Yep.
okay?
And when I got home, I was being inundated by ads for Nicoderm patches. And so there's no fucking way that they're not listening because I didn't Google anything. Dave didn't Google anything. That was a conversation in Costco.
Mm.
So I don't know,
I don't
man.
know. I don't know either. I don't know, but I'm gonna find the documentary that I watched. I'm gonna rewatch
Mhm,
it because
mhm,
it was a few years ago, to be honest. Maybe things have
mhm,
changed, and I'll
mhm.
so I'll be able to speak to that. But then I'll also do a bit of research because I know that people have looked this shit up, right? There's got to
I
be
know, but
stuff
I don't think,
out
yeah, I
there.
don't know if they're gonna admit it or what. I don't know.
You know, you have to go back in and read all of those end user license agreements that you're like, accept, accept, accept. Give me my app. Give me my app.
The ones that are never read that are like,
Right?
scroll, 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 accept. Yay, let's set it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, exactly. Now I can play my game. It's good.
Well, it's funny talking about cell phones.
Yeah.
So my mother, who is 87, lost her cell phone recently.
Mm.
And she is not, you know, computer savvy, phone savvy. Like,
Yeah.
she uses a landline, and her cell phone was a flip phone, which she never had on ever. She would only use it if she needed to get a hold of somebody, like her car wasn't starting.
Right, right.
Then she would open the phone, turn it on, and call either myself or my brother, right? So
Yeah.
this is, my mom's, MO. But anyway, so she loses her phone, and she goes to the, Rogers, who's one of the carriers that was, they had a store in one of the malls here, and says, "Oh, I've lost my phone, and I'd like another flip phone." And they were like, "We don't make those anymore. Like, they're not just not made anymore." And my mom's like, "What? What do you mean?" So she was very upset because the guy was trying to sell her one of the cheapest, phones, and she was
Yeah.
having a hard time understanding. Like, "What do you mean you swipe? What do you mean you," like, she was just not having it. So anyway, she called me and she said, "This is going to be an issue. I don't think I'm going to get another phone." And I said, "Well, hold on. Let me Google and let me see what I can find." And sure enough, I found refurbished flip phones, which the funny thing about this is, CeeLo, in the advertisements for them, they're all like, "For seniors, for seniors, for
Oh,
seniors."
yeah, totally.
Yeah. So
That
I
makes
ended
a
up
lot
getting
of
her one.
sense. And for,
Yeah, I end
I was gonna say teenagers, but good luck with that. But for, I guess,
mm,
younger kids too, right? Like, I wanna be able
mhm,
to track them and have them be able to get a hold of me. They're not
mhm.
growing up the way we grew up, I'll tell you that right now.
No, there I remember there was a payphone in our high school.
Yes, several.
Remember that? Right by the
Yes.
cafeteria, yeah. Well, I remember the ones by the cafeteria, and I remember when the school dances were over and you needed to be picked up. It's like everybody was waiting in line to put
Call.
their dime or quarter or whatever. What I don't even know how much it was, a dime at that time? Uh, was it a
Moved
dime?
to a
Oh
quarter
god.
after, yeah. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, cold.
Um, I actually remember being able to buy chocolate bars for 25 cents, you know?
Yes.
I remember that, 25 cents.
That was the start of my
Now
chocolate addiction.
I know, now they're $8.50 for, like, an ounce.
Right? Like, 2 for $5 seems like a deal, and I'm like, "Yeah,
I know, I
not so
know.
good."
No.
So okay, so I'll do my research on that. International Women's Day was recently,
Yes, it was. Happy
March
International
8th.
Women's Day.
Happy
Yes, it was.
IWD. And do you know what else happened on International Women's Day last year?
Tell me. Tell me.
We dropped our first 2
You
episodes.
did!
1
Yay,
year.
congratulations
1
to
year,
us. 1
right?
year, can you believe it? Yeah, that's
I ca
insane. That's
I
insane.
can't I can't believe it's been a year, but
No, me
yeah.
neither.
We did a little, Instagram post on the weekend to
Mhm,
celebrate, but over, here's some stats, right? Over 3,000 downloads.
mhm.
We published over 40 episodes, riveting, entertaining episodes, and I added
Where
up
I
all the
talk about
countries.
shitting my pants. And how
Where
many
else can you
countries?
hear about shitting pants?
Right,
And
exactly.
23 countries.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? I'm so happy to hear that. That makes me very happy because I
Yeah.
know that we both really enjoy doing this, and, you know,
Well,
it's just
and
fantastic.
I noticed this week that our listeners in Japan and our listeners
Mhm,
in the Ukraine, shout out, hi, um,
mhm.
have all there was downloads from those countries this week, so we haven't offended them
Perfect.
yet. We haven't
Okay,
offended
that's
them.
great.
So that's good.
We don't want to offend either one of you
No,
because I
no.
want to come to Japan and Ukraine. You're on my
Yes.
mind constantly. I
Yes.
wish you all the best. I really do. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. So that was an exciting
Okay.
milestone for us.
That is. That is. That's very exciting.
Um,
Mhm.
was that Saturday or Sunday? I can't remember. I think it was Saturday.
I think I think it was Saturday. I think it was
Yeah.
Saturday. Mhm.
Did you do anything for International Women's Day?
So, I didn't really
Mm.
well, okay, let me change my mind on that. So, on Sunday, me and 3 of my other cousins, so shout out to Nikki because Nikki is one of the cousins who is constantly listening to our podcast, and it's really funny
Nikki.
because yeah, Nikki Nikki, she'll often say, "Oh my god, I heard, what you guys were saying about this," or, she commented about the ADHD, episode that we had, and, she had she made a comment that she never wants to go to Morocco because of my horror story, so,
From your
I
camel
mean, she's
story?
always listening. Yeah, she's always listening, so I do appreciate that for sure. But we all went, so me and 3 other cousins as well, we had gone to the home show on Sunday, and it was just us women. And, we had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed my day. It was really nice walking around the home show, seeing all the new stuff that they, had out. And of course, they have this like the food areas and the food sections as well, where you can get some pretty
Oh,
interesting things. Yeah, which I'm always surprised at. It's a home show, so you don't think that that's the case.
yeah,
But
total. I didn't know
they
that.
had these gorgeous, like, backyard homes that they kind of look like, do you know
Oh.
what I'm talking about, CeeLo?
Like,
They look like
outdoor kitchens.
no,
Oh,
no. So I actually thought, I know, I actually thought it was a trailer that you buy, that you sit at a trailer site that looks like a home, like a mobile home, essentially,
yes.
right? That's what it looks like. Like, so it's you walk in and it's like your cottage. It's like your
Yeah.
trailer,
Yeah.
where it's like you've got the bedrooms, the kitchen, the living room, living area, all this stuff. But it was for people's backyards. It wasn't for trailer parks. It was if you have a large lot
Oh.
in your backyard,
Yeah.
you can get this unit that put back there, and it can be a nanny suite. It can be like for your kids if they can't
Like a
afford to move out
prefab.
and they want
Yeah.
an office, whatever. And this one particular thing was, I think it was 150,000, and but it was like 3,600 square feet or something. No, or 2,600 square feet, something like that. Oh, CeeLo, it was 3 bedrooms. Oh my God, it was gorgeous. Washer and dryer. It was gorgeous. I know. I know. It was bigger than
That's
my house.
massive.
I know. I know. I
That's
know.
bigger than my house.
I know it's bigger than my house too. I know. I
I mean,
know.
I have a tiny house, but still.
Yeah, I do too. But you know what though? It's
Mm.
like amazing. If you have the land, what a great option, like or
Yeah,
opportunity
that's that
anyways. But
yeah.
yeah.
That is pretty
Yeah.
super cool, and I have seen, people like, there's a lot of laneways, I would say, in my hood, and people have, like, laneway
Mhm.
garages and stuff like that, that they're converting
Mhm.
into, like, granny flats or office space or even,
Yeah.
like, bachelor rental units, so people are just
Yeah.
cramming it in wherever it'll fit.
My gosh, it's just
You know what
it's
I'm saying?
insane though how I guess creative it's getting now with the cost of housing these days. I
Yeah.
mean, it went from New York City in the United States being one of the most expensive, places to live, to then Vancouver,
Yeah.
in Canada being the second most expensive, and now Toronto is beating them all. It's like
Yeah.
I
100%.
don't, it's insane. It's insane. Like it's thousands and thousands of dollars to rent a small apartment. Never mind a home. Like
Yeah.
never mind buying a home. So I don't know how the kids are going to
I
do
don't
it
know
these
how my
days.
kid yeah, that's what I worry about, like, I don't know how
Yeah,
my kids are ever gonna be homeowners unless they're
maybe they're going to live with you forever.
Yeah. No, I love them, although, I did something on International Women's Day. I said goodbye to my very independent teenage daughter
Oh, yeah.
as she went
Yeah.
off to do her trip to Italy with the school as part of this
Yeah.
educational tours package.
Mhm.
She was so pumped. She was getting all her stuff packed. She's reviewing everything she's packed with me. We looked at the weather for Rome,
Mhm.
all of that.
Mhm.
Super excited. And then a friend's mom drove them to the airport. So I said
Mhm.
goodbye to her out front. I helped her carry the suitcase out.
Mhm.
I'm bawling. I'm
Yeah.
bawling.
Oh,
What?
CeeLo.
Right?
I believe it. Yeah.
Last year, she was up at camp all summer long. She was gone all summer. I did not cry, but I knew I could drive to her and see her at any time. And this
Mhm.
just felt so grown up
Permanent.
and far away. And
Yeah.
she had her,
Yeah.
she's in charge of her own passport, which kind of worries me, but yeah,
Mhm.
that's what we're
Mhm.
talking about. So yeah, kind
Oh
of
my
crazy,
gosh.
right?
I'm sorry that you were so sad about it. I get it though, because I mean, I feel when I see her growing up, like doing grown up thing, like having a boyfriend or having, I feel sad inside. And it's not that I don't want her to have these things, it's because the little girl in her is stopping and the adult in her is starting to come out. And it's kind of like you mourn that little innocent little girl who would make me jewelry or want to play makeup with me or you know what I mean, like that
Total,
kind of
total.
stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like now it's more like, no, I've got important things to do and I have to drive someplace. I've got someplace to be. And it's like, oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. She's
Um,
totally, and she's always
yeah.
been kind of an independent spirit, and I would say, like, old soulish, very mature
Yeah,
for her
very,
age.
very.
So, but it caught me off guard. All of a sudden, there were tears in my eyes, and I'm like, "What is
Oh,
happening to me?" I don't
you're
know.
a mummy. That's what's happening to you, and your kid's
Yeah.
going away, like, on a
Mm.
serious trip this time by herself, you know?
Yes. Yes, total.
Ha Okay, so have you heard
Um,
from her?
yeah, she's messaged a couple of times and she's sent pictures, but,
She
yeah,
doing
she's having
well?
an amazing time. They went
Okay.
from Rome to Florence, this morning, and so she was in
Mhm,
Florence today, but the time change
mhm.
is a little bit tough, but we talked to her on the phone
Yeah,
yesterday, so yeah.
that's good. Did you tell her to stay away
Mm,
from all those Italian
mm.
boys?
Oh, yeah, I said, "No Italian boys for you, they're trouble." Yeah,
So says Auntie Bo.
so says Indigo, and she knows. Um,
She knows. Yeah.
she knows. I have, another exciting update.
Mhm. Okay.
Our bathroom reno is done.
Oh, is it done?
It's
Oh
done.
my gosh. Okay, I need to see pictures. I need to see
Yeah, I'll send
exactly what it looks like. Are you loving it though?
loving it, loving
Mhm,
it. Like, it's so much
mhm.
brighter and it feels
Yeah.
bigger,
Mhm,
um, loving it. But the one there's a couple of little things that need to happen next week.
mhm,
One of them is a new blind because we have this old kind of busted up wood blind, which is totally ugly. I want to replace it.
mhm, mhm,
And I thought, oh, I wanted to get one of those top down, bottom up so that you could have let the light in, but also some privacy since it is the bathroom.
mhm,
And I looked at one and I kind of found one that I thought would work at Home Depot.
mhm.
And my bro was like, "Yeah, no, I it's they're going to be too expensive. You're better off to go to a blind place where you'll
Oh,
get
okay.
a better deal kind of thing." Cuz he
Okay.
refers to Home Depot as kind of shopping at the convenience store. You're not going to go there for your groceries. You're going to pay, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's smart, I
Go
guess.
to a
Yeah,
specialty
yeah,
store that I'm like,
yeah.
"Okay, that makes sense.
That
I
makes
can do
sense.
that."
Mhm,
So I go to Blinds to Go,
mhm.
okay?
And?
This is one blind
Oh,
that
I know.
is 34 inches or something by like 50 inches. I don't know.
Mhm,
And so I said, okay, this is exactly what I want. Here's the two colors that I want, sheer on top, dark on the bottom, whatever. And
mhm,
I said, you know, how long does it take? And he's like, okay, let me check for you. I said, also, like, what's the price? Thinking
mhm.
it's probably going to be around the Home Depot price, maybe less. I don't know. It's a small blind. Like, it's not
What what were you thinking it was gonna be?
300 bucks or less.
'Kay.
And he says to me,
Oh god.
there's no valance. It's just
No.
a straight little blind.
Okay. No.
$962,
What?
right?
What?
And I said, "I'm sorry. I just need 1, not 10." I said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, Do
I
you have the
just
decimal in the wrong place?" Like, I was
I need 1, not
shocked.
10.
I'm like, "Do you
Yeah.
think I am so s" I was so pissed off at this point. I just let it all
Yeah.
hang out. You know what I'm saying?
I
So I
do,
said
I
to
do.
him, I said, "Well," I said, "that is utterly fucking ridiculous. If you think
Did you
I'm
actually say
paying."
that? You actually said
Yes,
that's utterly
I
okay,
absolutely did. 'Cause
okay.
I'm like I was furious. So he says, "Oh, you know what? Here, let me see. I think we have some deals on. Let me see what I could do, blah, blah, blah." And then he says, 682. I'm like, "Are you fucking mad?" I said, "I can get the same blind at Home Depot for 220 bucks."
But hold on a second, CeeLo. How in the world would he have been able to go from 900 down to 600? Like, what the fuck? Was he just trying to
Highway
screw you? Like,
robbery. Yes,
that's
100%.
awful. That's awful.
I was so shocked.
Mm,
And I feel like I went to the blinds to go, I don't know, maybe when we first bought our house to buy some blinds or to look around or something. And I thought they
mm,
were great. And that's why I went there. And now I'm
mhm,
like, what? Anyways, don't go to blinds to go because they
mm.
suck.
No, I won't, but you know what? I mean, it sounded like a great idea, and I'm sure that if it was someplace else, maybe you might have, found a different deal. But Dave and I went to Home Depot when we renovated our main floor. I needed 2 blinds, one for the powder room on the main floor and one
Yeah.
for the back door because the
Yeah.
back door has like a clear window. And I think I paid 250 per blind, and they're really nice. Probably similar in size to your bathroom window,
Yes.
right? And I paid 250 each, so it was about 500 for two of them. So
I that to me sounds reasonable, especially since I want it to be like one of those two-way top down, whatever they're fucking called, like where it's got sheer and privacy.
that's what we have. Yeah, there's sheer on the
Yeah.
top, and then it's solid in the bottom. So if you want light coming through, you can put the sheer, and if you want complete blackout, it is you've got and that's what we have too. And it just rolls up and down, right? Like the sheer to
Yeah,
the solid. Yeah,
exactly.
that's what we've got. Yeah, and it was 250 each.
So I left Blinds to Go and I said, if you think
Went to
I'm
Home Depot.
paying that or even giving you my business after you just did that to me,
Yeah.
you're off your rocker. Thank you. Goodbye. And I
I'm
went,
glad that you did that though, because
oh,
from 900 bucks to 600, like that, they were obviously charging you, here's the highest price, and they didn't need to do that. So they're scamming. That's
like,
awful.
is this like some kind of commission dude? I don't know. Like, how do they work?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought, okay, against what my brother had recommended, I'm going to go to Home Depot because I saw the ones I liked
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
And they have ones that they will cut for you. I'm
Oh,
like,
good.
that's
Okay.
all I want, right? Like, it doesn't need to be fancy, just that. So
Hmm.
they can cut the width, but they can't adjust the length. And the
Yeah.
lengths that they had, one was too short and the other
Hmm.
one was like 20 inches too long. And I'm like, and they can't adjust the length. Like rats. Okay.
Yeah, but okay.
Okay. So then I go and I say, for the custom blinds, because they have that whole section on custom blinds, I started talking to them and said, this is what I want. Here are the measurements." And the lady, went through the whole book and we picked the colors and blah blah blah. I'm like, "Okay, so this is what I want to order, these two colors in the thing." And she says, "Well, give me your contact information and we'll have someone reach out and then they're going to come to your house to measure." I'm like, "No, no, I have a contractor. He's measured it for me. I'm good with these measurements. I don't
Mm-hmm.
need someone to come to my house."
Hmm.
Well, that's our process for the custom blinds and yada yada yada, on and on. And then, they build the blind for you and I'm like, "Fuck, I just want a blind."
You're ready
So
to
I
hang a
said to
sheet, aren't
her,
you?
I'm like, "Give me a ballpark here. What are we talking for this thing?" Cuz she says, "Well,
Hmm.
you don't have to pay for the person to come to your house." I'm like, "Well, I do because I know you're building that into the cost. This person is not walking
Hmm.
around working for free." Do
Hmm.
do they think consumers are stupid?
Yes,
Okay,
they do.
that aside.
Hmm.
I said, "Give me a ballpark because I need to know what's happening.
Hmm.
Are we talking like," and she's like, "Well, I can't say. They'll put together a quote." I'm like, 200,
Oh my
500,
God.
900. Which bucket are we in? Give me one of the buckets." She goes, "Well, the minimum is 500." I'm like, "Thank you very much. Goodbye." And I walked the fuck out
Yeah.
of there. And you know what I
Yeah.
did? Order
What
the
did you do?
motherfucking thing on Amazon.
Okay, and then you got them, right?
Well, not yet, but they're coming.
No, 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 but meaning that they had it available. Yeah. Yeah.
$220, custom
Yeah.
length, custom width, blind.
Yeah. There you go.
I'll keep
Good.
you posted.
Done.
Hopefully it's good. If it's shitty, I'll be mad.
Even though we're supposed to be boycotting Amazon at the
I
moment
know we're
because
supposed to
we're
be
in Canada,
boycotting.
but I get
Elle keeps
no, no,
reminding me.
Stilo, listen, no, no, no. You listen, listen, listen. First of all, it's something that you needed. I mean, realistically, we are not like millionaires and shit here, so we do need to watch our pennies and if that's where you're able to afford getting it, that's what you're able to do. But also, we have a lot of Amazon warehouses here in Canada that are employing Canadians. And so
That makes me feel
we
better.
have to
Thank
be,
you.
well, we do. So this is the struggle, right? That everybody
Mm.
has because there is this big, huge boycott going on right now, and
Yeah.
it's not just in Canada. I know Europe is kind of supporting us as well, and they're boycotting a lot of U.S. products also.
Yeah.
The way that I'm looking at this is if I can buy a Canadian made product rather than a US product, I will do so. And I specifically
Total.
find that I'm able to do that in the grocery stores,
Yep.
with other, for example, even the water bottles, those water bottles that hold the cold. You know what I'm talking about? Thermal bottles.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like
Okay.
a
So,
refillable
so
water bottle?
Yes, like a refillable water
Yes.
bottle. So I found, Yeti is a very popular one, but
Yes.
they're a US brand. I found, a brand called Chili Mousse, which is made in Canada.
Love it.
And the bottles are great, and I went, "You know what? I am supporting, and I'm gonna order a few," and I did that. They are great. They come in all kinds of great sizes as well, and I've been using them, and they're flippin' fantastic. So, chili
Ah,
mousse, okay? So it's those kinds of things that I am being very conscious about, but I'm also aware of the fact that some of these companies that are in Canada
yeah,
are employing Canadians. And so if you completely boycott them as well, then you are hurting some of the Canadians, which I don't
yeah,
want to do. So I'm not going to stress too much
yeah,
about if you've bought something at, Amazon for the blinds, or if I needed to go to Costco because I needed a bulk of something. You know what I mean? But
yep,
I will purposely try to get my products that say made in Canada no matter where I'm shopping, if that makes
yeah.
sense.
I I'm with you. I do that. I've been very diligent at the grocery store for
Yeah.
sure. No
Yeah. We have
question.
to. Mhm.
Have to. Taking the readers in, etc.
Mhm.
Um, Blinds to Go, they have a manufacturing plant in Montreal,
Yeah.
but it's primarily a US based company. Home Depot's
So
US, Amazon
I
is
know.
US.
I know. I know.
I'm kind of screwed. And every time I
I know.
say something about my Amazon cart, Mel's like, "We shouldn't be shopping there." So I know,
I
I
know.
know.
I
I'll
know.
try. If I shop, what if I shop for a Canadian brand
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
Amazon cart? Then
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
better
for sure. Yeah, absolutely,
about it.
for sure, and as much as you possibly can, choose Canadian, as much
Yeah.
as you possibly can.
Yeah,
We know
total.
it's not we're not able to do it 100% because our countries have been so intertwined so deeply for so long, which we are unintertwining now, but you know what I mean? It's hard to do. But you wanna know what's funny, CeeLo? I don't know if you're seeing this as well, but on TV, and I have never seen this in my entire fucking life. Okay. So when the whole Trump fiasco started and he started to kind of, attack Canada,
Yep.
I know a lot of the Canadian snowbirds. So Canadians tend to vacation quite a bit in the United States because they're our
Yep.
bordering country. It's couple hours and we're in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's you know, and you drive for a day, you're in Florida, which is always warm, so you can escape the winters here, right? So there's a lot of Canadians that spend their winters in Florida, vacationing, and I've been seeing ads lately because since the whole thing happened where Trump started to attack Canada, a lot of those snowbirds have been selling their US properties. So they have been
Mm.
selling their condos or their villas or their, whatever, or they have not been renting as they normally have.
Yeah.
And I think Florida's feeling it because I've started to see commercials about vacation in Florida. Come spend your winters in Florida.
Yeah.
We've got, affordable. Have you been seeing those?
I've seen those, and I've seen for sure on the socials the Canadians leaving Florida in droves and selling their properties,
Yes.
and I've
Yes.
seen yeah, I've seen all of that. It's kind of
And you know
crazy.
what? It is kind of crazy. And so now on Facebook,
Mhm.
so that was on like cable TV
Yeah.
advertising, come to Florida. And now on Facebook, I'm seeing ads like crazy. If you're Canadian, forget retiring in the US, come to Portugal where it's always warm and affordable. And so now Portugal is advertising like crazy. Come and retire in Portugal. It's so funny what's happening, CeeLo. It's
Wow.
so
Yeah,
funny.
see,
Yeah,
I would 100% go to I would love to go to
me
Portugal,
too. Me
but I
too.
would
Me too.
also go back to, Costa Rica in a heartbeat. Like, I would rather
I
go
know.
there than the US of A
Oh,
these days.
100%. Funny that you mentioned that at the home show. They were selling a lot of properties
Oh, like
in Costa
properties
Rica.
for sale or like,
So
timeshares?
not necessarily timeshares. I think one of the areas was like one of the booths was timeshares, but another one was actual you buy property and build a home there
Oh.
in Costa Rica. Yeah, like it looks beautiful. It looks
Me
beautiful. Yeah, but it's funny about these ads, eh, CeeLo? Like seeing all
Yeah,
these ads coming
totally.
through. Yeah.
100%. Mel always, jokes like, she's the spender, right? I buy little things, and she's the big ticket spender, but when we went to Costa Rica, um, I was looking at real estate there. That's how lovely a country it was. Like, that's the first time I've ever done
Wow.
anything like that because it was just the people were
Really?
amazing, the country was beautiful. Yeah.
So listen, you can talk us into buying a villa next door to yours or
Yes.
a condo or something next door to yours
Well
or what?
the more I thought about it, as much as like, the price was right, there's a lot of expats down there, lots of Canadians, right?
Mhm.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The more I thought about, like, the retirement plan side of things, it's like,
Mhm.
do I wanna pay out a whole bunch of money right now? No. Or do I just wanna rent someone else's place for the month of February?
Got it.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I think it depends. You know what, CeeLo? I think it really depends on what's gonna happen with this world, right? Because right now, I mean, things look just so shitty and so bleak that, Dave and I are frequently having conversations like, where can we escape to? Where can we move to?
Yeah,
Right?
total.
Like, can we just sell everything, move to Thailand, Tunisia, Portugal, Costa
Yeah,
Rica? Like, like what are our options here and where can we go? And I think that um, there are some places like Thailand is known for having amazing healthcare. I think Costa Rica has good healthcare too.
yep,
Portugal the same. So it's like there's places that you can go to. Like if you wanted to just leave your country permanently and situate yourself somewhere else
yeah,
and retire and just live the rest of your life, that's definitely an option. But you know, if things turn around and get back to normal, then I'm kind of with you, which is go rent someplace for a month and just stay and relax. But I don't know. I have a feeling we
yeah.
might have to flee. I have no idea.
Yep,
I
totally.
don't know what the hell's
Well,
going to happen.
hopefully no fleeing, but I would
Yeah.
like the snow, I don't know, the cold winter, I'm like not feeling it. So I like the idea of having somewhere to go to, but like my kids are here and they're going to be doing things here. So I don't want to go anywhere for too long, but I would love to
That's right.
spend some of the winter somewhere warm.
Wouldn't
So
that
you
be
just
nice?
let me know where to meet you and I'm in.
Wouldn't that be great?
Mm.
And you know what? If we both retire at the same time, so we need to plan this. We need to plan this because then if we
Yes.
both retire at the same time, we can
Yes.
go to the same locations
Yes.
you know what I mean? And then that
And
way it's kind of like,
our younger spouses are still working to fund our
oh yeah,
adventures for
that's
a couple years
right.
anyway. Yeah?
That's right. We're both married to people who are younger than us. However, you know,
Mhm.
I don't know about Mel, but I remember Dave and I were talking to our financial advisor
Yeah.
and we were saying, when can we retire? And so he was saying, okay, you can retire here. And then, Dave would keep
Yep.
working for another 5 years because we're 5 years apart. And the
Yep.
look on Dave's face was
Mhm.
like, you're going to retire and make me keep working? Like, what kind
Yeah.
of wife are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Silo's like, yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep,
I
yep.
say Mel had a very similar reaction to that idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Not on
I don't
side.
think that's going to, no, I don't think that's going to fly. Can you see that really happening?
I
The
can
amount of
see it maybe not for the full 5-year age difference, but I feel like I'm closer than she is. And so I'm thinking about, like, if you don't wake up and go to work in the morning, what's your purpose? What are you going to do? Like, I don't have all those things kind of floating around in my head.
Mhm,
Whereas being 5 years younger, she's just thinking, oh, retirement, nothing to do. Yay. You know what I mean? Instead
mhm.
of thinking through, like, what is the actual day going to look like? Like, she hasn't thought through that yet.
Uh, does everybody think through that though?
I don't know. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. But I just kind of assumed it was like, I used to think the same thing. Oh, can't wait for retirement. Retirement's going to be glorious. Can't wait to have nothing to do. But now that it's
Mhm,
actually closer, I'm like,
mhm.
what the fuck am I going to do?
Okay, got
You
it,
know what
got
I
it.
mean?
Now I see
Whereas,
what you're saying. Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
maybe she'll catch up, maybe she won't. I don't know. Maybe she'll always think that.
Well, I think I'm gonna have a problem on my hands if I think I'm retiring before Dave.
Okay, me,
I
you,
can
and
just
Dave
I
will go
can
to Costa
just
Rica.
see. Could you imagine, honey, I'm gonna be in Costa Rica with CeeLo for a month while you go
It's not
to
gonna
work every
fly,
day. Don't forget to put your pay in the joint account so I can pay all the it's like, that's
right?
gonna be okay,
Like, that
let's let
seems fair. We
done.
started working 5 years before
We
they
did.
did.
We
It's
did.
fair.
We did. Okay.
Um,
I nominate you to break that news.
yeah. I I have a question on here for you.
Okay.
Did you do your shit test yet? I know the answer. You didn't. I'm going to ask you every week. Our listeners are going to be like, please stop with the shit test. But I'm going to bug you every week. So put it on your
God, and
list
I
of
mark
things
it
to do.
down every time and I just get busy and I don't, and damn it. All
Okay.
right,
On
CeeLo.
your list.
All right.
Mhm. And then
All
the
right.
last thing I wanted to ask you was, do you watch the
Mhm.
Oscars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Did you
do.
watch it this go round? Any thoughts? Any?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you
Oscars?
mean, any thoughts?
I don't know, like, in who won and who didn't, and it's like a whole big
Oh,
thing, and
oh, let me tell you, okay, if you're asking me that, there was that movie called Anora that
yes?
won all kinds of awards, and it beat the actress beat out Demi Moore. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so Dave and I had never even heard of this movie before until the Oscars. Like we literally hadn't even heard of it. So any of the movies that won that we had not seen yet, we said, okay, we're putting it on the list. We're going to watch it. So on Saturday night, this past Saturday night, we watched
Yeah.
Anora. CeeLo, it was so good. It was so good. You know, now that I've watched the movie, I totally get why she won. I get why the movie won so many awards. First of all, the acting was flippin' phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And the storyline was unique and interesting, you know? So we were engaged throughout that entire movie. So I get why it
Okay.
won. I'd recommend it. Yeah, it was great.
Okay. Yeah, I
What were
usually
you?
look at I don't I like the idea of watching the award shows, and then I don't.
Yeah.
Mel's totally not into it, so I think
Okay.
I just don't end up watching, but then I hear all the buzz the next day of who
Yeah.
got missed and who got this and blah, blah, blah. So I was curious
Yeah.
to know
Yeah.
if you, because I know you watch lots of movies. You're a movie goer.
Well, yeah, especially Dave. He's a big movie buff, right? Like
Yeah.
we mentioned that before. He likes to actually go to theaters and watch,
Well, is that
he's
one
really into
in the
that.
theater still, or is that a rental?
I don't know. I don't know. We
Okay.
rented it, I believe,
Okay.
off of the
Maybe I'll have
TV,
to
I
put it
think.
on my
So I'll
list.
ask him. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we were watching it at home, so it has to be rentable, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna
Cool.
put that on my list maybe for this weekend.
You you do that. You do that. All right, CeeLo, let's go shopping for some villas in Costa Rica.
Let's go.
I wonder
100%.
what it would be like to live in Japan. Maybe we go to Japan.
Oh, well, I definitely like Japan is on my list.
Hmm.
100%. I need to go
Me
there.
too. Yeah, me too. Me too. We've said that before. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I Thailand is also on my list as well. So we got some traveling to do.
100%. We could take this
All
show
right.
on the road, baby.
Let's do it. Okay. Do we just leave a letter to our spouses to say bye?
I I'm sorry,
Join us when you
we've
retire.
been booked, for a global tour, so bye.
Join us in 5 years. Love you.
Oh,
I
that's
have a
pretty
feeling we're going to
funny.
be divorced when we're retired, but that's okay.
We're gonna be divorced after they listen to this episode.
Are they going to listen though? Let's be
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know. Dave can probably hear me, so who
Yeah,
knows?
exactly, right? Trouble.
All right. All right, CeeLo. Nice chatting with you, honey.
Yeah, it was a good one. We'll talk to you soon. Go do your shit test.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. All
Talk to you
right.
later.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for taking a seat at the table today. We love our dinner guests.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow The Dinner Agenda on the podcast platform you use so that you don't miss any new episodes. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Dinner Agenda.
We look forward to hearing your comments, questions, and even ideas you may have on future episodes.
Thanks for taking this journey with us.